So dito, we're going to apply all of the rules ng trigonometric differentiation dito sa sum and difference rule of differentiation. So recall natin that ito ay ang sum and difference rule of differentiation formula. So the derivative of f of x plus g of x, plus or minus g of x, is equal to the derivative of f of x plus or minus the derivative of g of x. So dito, basically, it means na if we have group of functions or group of terms that are separated by the addition or subtraction, then if you're going to get the derivative, all you need to do is to differentiate each of the terms. That's it. I-differentiate mo lang yung mga terms lang. Okay? So for example, okay, let's have a short review about this one with the use of algebraic functions. So let's just say meron tayong x minus 3. Okay? So as you can see, we have terms that are separated by the subtraction operation. So we will use sum and difference rule of differentiation. So this would be equal to the derivative of x minus the derivative of 3. So what is the derivative of x? So this would be 1 minus derivative ng 3, which is a constant term, 0. Hence, we have 1 as your answer. Okay? So what if we're not going to use algebraic terms, rather trigonometric instead? Because overall, ang topic natin na yun ay usapang trigonometry. So let's have this one. The derivative of 1 plus sine x. So this one is actually easy. So in here, we will have the derivative of 1 plus the derivative of sine x. So ano ang derivative ng 1? So this will be 0 plus derivative ng sine x ay cosine x. Remember that dun sa last video natin tungkol sa rules of differentiation 5, trigonometry, the derivative of sine x is equal to cosine x. So therefore, maging cosine x ang iyong sagot. So therefore, we have cosine x as your final answer. That's it. Okay? By the way, it could mean different thing. Sorry. Mali. Mali ako ng wording. By the way, it could, ano bang tawag nito? Kumbaga, pwede mo siyang i-simplify in another way or another format. Okay? Cosine x is the same as 1 all over second x. So, you can rewrite this as 1 all over second x. Okay? Pwede rin to. Pwede rin to. Okay? They are correct. Or, kung naalala nyo to, yung Pythagorean identity, kung naalala nyo. Kapag ito na transpose mo, si sine squared x sa kanan, meron tayong cosine squared x is equal to 1 minus sine squared x, di ba? Tapos, kung kukunin mo yung square root on both sides, meron tayong cosine x is equal to the square root of 1 minus sine squared x. So, you can rewrite this as the square root of 1 minus sine squared x. Pwede rin to. Okay? This one, or this one, all of them are correct. So, it's up to you. But syempre, for me, for my case, I'll pick the simplest one, which is syempre si cosine x. Alright? So, that's it. Okay? So, let's proceed to the another example. By the way, before I'm going to proceed to the another example, yung ginagawa ko lang na yun, yung pagka-simplify ko ng ibang sagot, I'm just giving you a possible formats of your final answer. Okay? Para magkaroon lang kayo ng idea. Okay? Now, let's say meron tayong ganito. Ay, sorry. Yan. The derivative of 3 times cosine x minus sine x. Okay? So in here, we will apply yung sum and difference rule of differentiation since the given terms here are separated by the addition or subtraction operation. So we will have the derivative of 3 times cosine x minus the derivative of sine x. So in here, since meron tayong constant na 3 at meron tayong trigonometric function na cosine x, so what we're going to do is we will not touch 3 and we will differentiate the cosine x. There you go. That's it. Then, here, anong derivative ng sine x? Alam nyo na, nasabi ko na kanina, this is cosine x. Now, we're not done yet because we're going to differentiate the cosine x. So, recall nga natin, ano yung derivative ng cosine x? So, derivative ng cosine x is equal to negative sine x. Okay? So, therefore, we will have 3 times negative sine x. Okay? So, ulitin ko ha. Derivative ng cosine x is negative sine, negative sine x. So now let's simplify. 3 times negative sine x, we have negative 3 sine x minus cosine x. Ito as your final answer. Or, pwede natin itong i-simplify. Yung first term, negative 3 sine x, at saka si second term, negative cosine x, they are both divisible by negative 1. At yan yung greatest common factor nila. Okay? Greatest common factor nila ay negative 1. So therefore, we can just factor out negative 1 in this expression. So we will have negative 1 times 3 sine x plus cosine x. Okay? So negative 1 times quantity 3 sine x plus magiging 1, 3 times sine x cosine x. So for me, I'm gonna stop right here. It's up to you if you like to simplify things on your own, but for me, I'm gonna stop right here. Okay? So let's just say meron tayong ganito. Derivative ng tangent x plus 2 times cosine x. Okay? Minus sine x. So dumagdag pa tayo ng isa pag term if you would observe it. Pero again, it's easy. Okay? If you know the rules of the given trigonometric differentiation, then I do believe that you can do it. So ito, we will have the derivative of tangent x plus the derivative of 2 times cosine x minus the derivative of sine x. That's it. Now, let's get the derivative of tangent x. Okay, so if you would recall in the last video, the derivative of tangent x is equal to secant squared x. So therefore, we will have secant squared x. Okay, plus, here we have the derivative of 2 cosine x. So we have 2 and a cosine. So ano mangyayari? We will have 2 times the derivative of cosine x. That's it. Then, minus the derivative ng sin x. So, ang derivative ng sin x is what? Cosine x. Now, let's continue pa. Okay? So, we have second squared x plus 2 times derivative ng cosine x. If you will recall kanina, nasabi ko na to, derivative ng cosine x ay negative sine x. Okay? So, let's continue in simplifying. So, we will have second squared x. So, plus 2 times negative sine x, we will have minus 2 times sine x minus cosine x. Ayan. There you go. So, this is the final answer. Okay? Or, pwede pa natin siyang i-simplify. For me, para sa akin na, I will simplify the given trigonometric answer if not all of them naka-sine or cosine function. So as you can see, we have negative 2 sine x, so naka-sine function. Then we have negative cosine x, so naka-cosine function. However, si second squared x, hindi siya naka-sine or cosine function. So i-convert ko siya by having a cosine function. So recall natin na si second x is equal to 1 all over cosine x. So that means if I have second squared x, then I will have 1 all over cosine squared x. So magiging 1 all over cosine squared x minus 2 times sine x minus cosine x. Okay. So pwede na rin to. It's still correct, you know. But much better if you're going to convert this, if you're going to transform this into a whole fraction. Kumbaga, lahat sila, gawin mo silang whole fraction. Okay? Ito yung tanong though, how would you make it into a whole fraction? Naalala niyo yung technique na tinuro ko sa inyo na kunwari, we have, ano ba yan? X squared minus 1 all over x. Tapos gusto mo siyang gawing whole fraction. There's like two techniques eh. Ang unang technique is i-convert, i-transform mo to by using the method of converting a mixed fraction to a improper fraction, or gumamit na lang kayo ng butterfly technique. Okay? I actually discussed that noong I do believe, I think that's like the very first rule of differentiation topic. Yun yung rules of differentiation number 1 basics. I think na-discuss ko yun. I think so. All right? But don't worry. I'm gonna teach you ulit. Okay? For the sake of the audience. So, first, let's convert this to first two terms into a whole fraction. Okay? So, 1 all over cosine squared x minus 2 sine x. So, unang technique is I will try to use the method of converting a mixed fraction to an improper fraction. So, una, i-multiply mo yung denominator sa whole term. Multiply the denominator sa isang term. So, we have cosine squared x times 2 sine x. Negative 2 sine x, forgive me. Negative 2 sine x. So, we have negative 2 times cosine squared x times sine x. Okay? Then, after you get the product of these two, you're going to use it to add it to the numerator. Okay? So, after nyo i-multiply itong dalawa, i-add nyo siya sa numerator. So, we get the product, negative cosine squared x times sine x. Na yun, i-add nyo siya sa numerator, plus 1. So, ang mangyari dyan, if you're going to add this one to the numerator, we will have 1 minus 2 times cosine squared x times sine x all over cosine squared x. Okay? So, that would be the result. Or, you can use butterfly technique na lang. That's the recommended technique I would like to suggest it to you. So, di ba, meron tayong 1 all over cosine squared x minus 2 times sine x. So, ang butterfly technique kasi ginagamit natin yan kapag meron tayong dalawang dissimilar fraction or two fractions that are different denominator. However, itong si negative 2 sin x, whole term lang siya. Kumbaga, hindi siya naka-fraction. So, wala siyang denominator. So, how are we going to use butterfly technique for this case? It's simple. Anything na whole term, meron silang denominator na 1. Kunwari, si x. Si x, it could be equal to x all over 1. Si number 2, pwede siya maging 2 all over 1. Si x minus 1, pwede siya maging x minus 1 all over 1. So that means, kapag meron tayong negative 2 sin x, pwede siya maging negative 2 sin x all over 1. Okay? So therefore, pwede siya magkaroon ng denominator ng 1. So, wait lang there we go. So now, we are going to use butterfly technique. So una, you're going to multiply them parang cross-multiply. Kumbaga cross-multiplication. So, first, let's multiply 1 and 1. So 1 times 1 is 1. Then, copy the operation between them, which is minus. Okay? Then next, cross-multiply natin si cosine squared x at saka si sine x. So, tuloy, mali pala ako. 2 sin x times cosine squared x, we will have 2 times cosine squared x times sine x. Okay? Then lastly, multiply the two denominators. Cosine squared x times 1, we have cosine, cosine squared x. O, diba? Both of them are the same. Okay? So we will have 1 minus 2 times cosine squared x times sine x all over cosine squared x minus cosine x. So, we're not done yet kasi sabi ko, i-convert natin tong whole expression na to into a whole fraction. So, gawin natin tong lahat into a full fraction. So, what's a technique? Ganun pa rin. You can either use this technique, ito, yung unang technique na parang ka lang nagko-convert ng mixed fraction into an improper fraction, or you can use this technique, yung ginagawa kong butterfly technique. Okay? It's up to you. So, I'm gonna be straightforward and kayo nang bahala kung paano nyo itong gagamitin. Okay? It's up to you on how would you use either of these techniques. Okay? So, if you're going to use butterfly technique or the first technique na na-introduce ko sa inyo, the answer for this one would be 1 minus 2 times cosine squared x times sine x minus cosine cube of x all over cosine squared of x. That's it. Alright? So, ito na yung magiging another sagot nyo. Okay? This is already, what do you call this one? This is already a answer that is in a whole fraction. Okay? Or, pwede pa naman natin itong i-simplify actually. We can still simplify this one. Bakit? Wait lang ibura ko lang ito. Wait lang Okay, and nope. There we go. Ito, this one, yung nasa second term, yung gitna, pwede ko pa siyang i-simplify actually. Okay? So, ito yun eh. It reminds me of something. 2 sin x times cosine x is equal to the sine of 2x. So ito, galing to sa double angle identity. So kapag may nakita kang 2 sin x, cosine x, magkatabi-tabi, it means it is sine of 2x, in other words. Okay? So what I can do here is that try ko itong i-factor itong middle term na to o yung second term by cosine x. So ito magiging itsura niya. Magiging 1 minus cosine x times sine x times cosine x. Ayan, pinaghiwalay ko sila. Then, wait lang nga, all over cosine squared x. Then, ito, I can substitute this one with sine of 2x. Remember, it doesn't matter kung anong position siya. Basta magkadikit-dikit sila. Diba dito? 2 sin x, cosine x, diba? Kasi ito, meron tayong 2 cosine x, sin x. So, si cosine x at saka si sin x, may baliktad sila ng positioning. Pero, it can be applied pa rin. Pwede pa rin siya. Okay? So, therefore, we have 1 minus sine of 2x. Kaya nga, sine of 2x times cosine x minus cosine of cube x all over 1, ay 1 tuloy, all over cosine squared x. So, pwede rin to as your final answer. Pwede na rin to, guys. Okay? So, I'm just gonna stop right here kasi mahaba na to. Okay na to, guys, actually. So, kayo nang bahala kung pwede nyo pa siyang i-simplify basta tama ang sagot niya. Okay? Yeah. So, in here, meron tayong derivative of 3 times secant x plus 4 times cosecant x minus cotangent x. Ayan. There you go. So in here, let's get the derivative for this one. So ito magiging format niya. Derivative of 3 times secant x plus derivative ng 4 times secant x minus derivative ng cotangent x. Okay. So let's get the derivative ng 3 times secant x. So we have a constant and a trigonometric function. So we will have 3 times the derivative of secant x plus, ito ganun din. Meron tayong constant at saka ang arbiter. Ba't secant x to? Cosecant x pala to, guys. Sorry. So we have a constant of 4 and a trigonometric function of cosecant x. So we will have 4 times the derivative of cosecant x. Ayan. Minus, ito naman, derivative ng cotangent x. So let's have a recall. Ang derivative ng cotangent x ay negative cosecant squared x. So therefore, we will have minus negative cosecant squared x. Ayan. So let's now proceed dito. So in here, 3 times the derivative of secant x. So recall natin na ang derivative ng secant x is equal to secant x times tangent x. So therefore, we will have 3 times secant x. Wait. secant x times tangent x. Okay? Plus 4 times derivative ng cosecant x. So, recall natin, ang derivative ng cosecant x, it's actually negative cosecant x times cotangent x. So, therefore, we will have negative cosecant x times cotangent x. Alright? Then in here, simplify lang natin to. So, minus negative cosecant squared x. So, this would be plus cosecant squared x. Alright, so simplify pa natin. So, we will have 3 times secant x times tangent x. Wait. 3 times secant x times tangent x minus 4 times cosecant x times cotangent x plus cosecant squared x. So, for me, this is my final answer na. Or, pwede pa natin itong i-simplify. Gawin natin itong lahat naka sine or cosine function. Pwede rin naman. Okay? Because for me, that's my style in simplifying. Okay? So, remember that the secant x is equal to 1 all over cosine x, right? So, therefore, ito, we will have 3 times 1 all over cosine x. Then we have tangent x. The tangent x, this is basically the same as sine x all over cosine x. So, meron tayong times sine x all over cosine x. Then minus 4 times cosecant x, which is basically the same as 1 all over sine x. So, magiging 4 times 1 all over sine x. Then, next, meron tayong cotangent x. Cotangent x is basically the same as cosine x all over sine x. So, magiging times cosine x all over sine x. Wait lang. Wait. Yan, sine x. Then lastly, we have cosecant squared x. So kapag meron tayong square na cosecant, tapos gusto mo siyang gawing sine x, so that means this would be 1 all over sine squared x. Ayan. Basically, ganito yun eh. Di ba meron tayong cosecant x equal to 1 all over sine x, di ba? So isulat ko rito. Cosecant x all over 1 all over sine x. Cosecant x is equal to 1 all over sine x. So kapag kunwari, meron tayong cosecant x, pero meron siyang 2 sa loob. So ibig sabihin nun, we will have 1 all over sine of 2x. Gets nyo? Kumbaga like, kung anong meron sa cosecant, ganun din ilagay mo kay sine. So therefore, kapag merong exponent si cosecant, which is si 2, so magiging 1 all over sine squared x. Ganyan na lang ang mangyayari. So therefore, we have 1 plus sine squared of x. Ayan. Okay na. So now, let's simplify. So ipag-multiply natin lahat sa mga terms dito. So 3 times 1 all over cosine x times sine all over cosine x. So we will have 3 times sine x all over cosine squared x. Then next dito naman, 4 times 1 all over sine x times cosine x all over sine x, magiging 4 times cosine x all over sine squared x. Plus 1 all over sine squared x. We can still simplify this one. Bakit? Kasi itong last two terms, both of them are fractions. And not only that they are fractions, but their denominator are the same. Yung denominator nila ay magkaparehas. Sine squared x, sine squared x. So, ibig sabihin nun, both of them are similar fractions. Okay, similar fractions sila. So, we can combine them together by adding the numerator and copying the denominator. So, anong magiging resulta nun? Okay? So, ang resulta nun, first and foremost, para dito mahirapan, yung negative dito, ilagay ko siya sa dulo, tapos si 1 all over sine squared x, yan ang ipapalit ko rito. Okay? So, ba't ko ulit ginawa yun? Para di tayo magkalito sa pag-add. So, we have 3 times sine x all over cosine squared x. Then we have plus 1 all over sine squared x minus 4 times cosine of x. Okay, kumbaga nilagay ko lang yung negative sa ano sa dulo, kumbaga. Then, let's add them together. So, mangyari dyan, we will have the answer of 1 minus 4 times cosine x all over sine squared x. Yan na yung magiging final na sagot ko. O, diba? That's it. It's easy actually. Okay? Pero syempre, tawag ito, what do you call this one? There are many things na pwede mo naman siyang i-simplify. Okay? Pwede mo itong gawing into a whole fraction if you like to. But for the sake of time, as long as ako, kinonvert ko siya into a sine or cosine function, then for me, I'm gonna stop right there. So basically, it's up to you kung gusto mo pa siyang i-simplify. For me, I'm gonna stop right there. Okay? So this would be our last example. So let's just say meron tayong magkadugtong-dugtong na trigonometric function. So let's just say we have sine x times cotangent x minus cosine x times cotangent x. Wait, what? Hindi, mali ako. Tangent x pala to. Sorry. Tangent x. Ayan. So in here, since kasi meron tayong magkadikit-dikit na dalawang functions, can we use product rule here? The answer is yeah. Pwede ka naman gumamit ng product rule, to be honest. I'm not kidding. You can use product rule. Pwede naman. Ito rin, cosine x at saka si tangent x, magkadikit. You can use product rule of differentiation. Because overall, they are still correct. Pero, you know, there's a simplified version of it. Okay, meron kasing simplified version dito. Remember, si cotangent x, sinabi ko na to kanina, it is equal to cosine x all over sine x. Diba? Tapos si tangent x, this is the same as sine x all over cosine x. So, what will happen though, kapag na substitute natin si cotangent x ng cosine x all over sine x, at saka si tangent x as sine x all over cosine x. So, ganito mangyayari yan. So, we have the derivative of sine x times si cotangent x, which is cosine x all over sine x minus cosine x times the tangent x, which is sine x all over cosine x. Ayan. So in here, pwede ako mag-cancel-cancel. So we have sine x times cosine x all over sine x. I can cancel this one. So mangyayari dyan, I will have the derivative, ay teka lang, hindi na ito letter D. Yan. I will have the derivative of cosine x. Minus, ganun din dito sa kanan, I can cancel cosine x dito sa gilid at saka sa denominator, I will have minus sine x. O, diba? Now, I can differentiate them easily. Okay? So, kita niyo yung ginawa kong technique dito. So, what I did here is that I simplify. So, basically guys, kung wala pa kayong alam sa mga trigonometric identities, and especially yung mga technique on how would you prove a trigonometric equation, you really need to have a practice about that. Kasi, di ba dito, derivative of sin x times cotangent x, tapos derivative ng negative cosine x at tangent x. Both of them, di ba, meron kayong dalawang function magkadikit-dikit. So, gagamit ka ng product rule. Pero, kung sa tingin mo, pwede pa siyang i-simplify katulad yung ginawa ko rito, nagiging one singular function na siya, then, for me, that would be a better way para di ka na mahirapan mag-differentiate sa huli. Okay? So, advice ko is that think before you differentiate. If you believe na pwede pa tong i-simplify, sige, i-simplify mo. Para after mo siyang i-simplify, ano na siya? Magmumukha na siyang simple expression. Therefore, the more simple the expression is, then the more simple is the differentiation. Kumbaga kapag mas simplified na yung sagot, then mas madali na yung pagka-differentiate mo. So, di ba meron tayong cosine x at minus sin x? So, this one looks much simpler than the given problem. So, in here, we can now differentiate this one easily. So, meron tayong the derivative of cosine x minus the derivative of sin x. Ayan, there we go. So in here, derivative ng cosine x, remember, it is negative sin x. So magiging negative sin x. Minus derivative ng sin x ay cosine x. So this could be now your final answer. Or, pwede pa natin itong i-simplify. Since kasi both of them are negative, yan yung divisible. Yan yung factor nila na negative 1. Basically, negative sin x and negative cosine x are both divisible by negative 1. At yan yung greatest common factor nila, which is si negative 1. So therefore, we will factor out negative 1 rito. So negative 1 times quantity sin x plus cosine x. So multiply mo siya, negative 1 times sa quantity sin x plus cosine x, magiging negative quantity sin x plus cosine x na siya. So for me, I'm gonna stop right here. Okay na to. That's it. So again, kung gusto nyo pa itong i-simplify, there's no problem. It's up to you. Okay? I'm just giving you some options. So that is all for this video na to. Okay? So as you can see, dito, if you know what to do sa basics, then it would be easy for you pagdating dito sa mga ganitong problem. Okay? So to those who have no idea kung ano yung mga trigonometric identities, I highly recommend you to review that. I-review nyo yung mga trigonometric identities kasi it's very important actually. Kasi dito pa lang, as you can see, we have two terms that have two functions each, di ba? So, gagamitin ng product rule kung ganun. However, in the way how I see it, pwede pa siyang i-simplify. And it did. It did simplify. So, meaning, before you differentiate, take a look at the given kung pwede ba siyang i-simplify o hindi. Kasi kung hindi siya kung hindi pwede siya i-simplify, yun, you can just manually differentiate them. Pero kung kaya mo namang siyang i-simplify, then sure, why not? Go for it. Kasi the more simplified it is, the more easy will be to get the derivative of it. Okay? So that is all for this video naman. Yun ang naman ang last words ko dito. So that is all and thank you for listening. I hope you have learned from this video. See you!